Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's, the 15th of February's Thought for the Day. The readings for today are Exodus 26, Psalm 79 and 80, and Mark chapter 11. And the title of today's thought is, Believe that you have received. There is a puzzling statement by Jesus in today's 11th chapter of Mark. Jesus makes a triumphant entry into Jerusalem, creating much speculation. He curses a fig tree and it withers. Peter expresses astonishment when they see it the next morning, verse 21. God's fig tree, from Joel chapter 1 and verse 7, was to dramatically wither in that generation. In response to Peter, Jesus simply says, "Have faith in God," verse 22. And what a great measure of faith by the faithful was needed as to the terrible events Jesus had predicted unfolded in and around Jerusalem in that generation. Now, looking at our situation, what a great measure of faith will be needed amongst us as our world starts falling apart. Jesus foretold that God, while bringing on the world a time of such tribulation as has not been from the beginning of the creation that God created until now and never will be. And if the Lord had not cut short those days, no human being would be saved, but for the sake of the elect, He shortened those days. These are words expressed in the tense of God's time, and we will read them this Sunday in Mark chapter 13 from verse 19. One day, maybe soon, we will read them with a sense of awed appreciation, mixed with fear. We must then make sure we remember Jesus' simple but so meaningful answer to Peter, "Have faith in God." Well, next we notice another strange statement by Jesus. "I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believing that you have received it, and it will be yours." Verse 24. Is the tense wrong here? You have received? That's surely in the past tense. No, the Greek tense, by all accounts, is in the past tense. So what does Jesus mean? We conclude he's saying, look at the things you have asked and received in the past. For us, this is both personal and the prophecies we have now seen to be fulfilled. And as a result, we pray with confidence, convinced God is in control and He will continue to act. Finally, we noted how the next verse tells us to make sure, whenever you stand praying, forgive. If you have anything against anyone, so that your Father also who is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. There will be an even greater need for believers to be in harmony and to stand praying and in every other posture as our world starts to fall apart. The Greek word does not mean stand in the physical sense. It is the only time this word occurs in the Gospels, but Paul uses it 7 times. 2 examples: be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong, 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 13. And again, I may hear of you that you are standing firm in one spirit, with one mind, striving side by side for the faith, Philippians chapter 1 verse 27. Let us all be sure and certain that our prayers will be answered because we have past experiences to build upon, and we will therefore stand firm in the faith. Thank you for joining us for today's Thought for the Day. We pray that you might find it helpful. If you do, please share it with a friend. And remember, as you go about your daily tasks, try and do all to the glory of God, acknowledging that the antidote to sin is not just not to sin, but to do good to others. Join us again tomorrow for another Thought for the Day. Thank you, and God bless.